Hey, Maria.
Hey, John.
Hey, everybody. I
I know you're frustrated.
Frustration isn't even the word. I I don't even know. So I'm not gonna do the roll call because it's public and it's open. So hi, everybody. I'm sorry. It's just not gonna happen tonight. We had just did a live at 4:30. Like, what was it? Like, 5.5 hours ago. I didn't take anyone's side.
No.
I thought we had a great open discussion with everybody, and still not good enough. So I am so disgusted right now. I can't with everything. I can't. I'm so aggravated.
Hey, but would you like to look at my Goya tower, though?
Yes, I love Goya. Mikey may not, but I do.
Right? They're the best.
Goya, oh boya. Remember that from like the 80s?
Dang, I don't remember that.
It was like Goya, oh boya. That was like the theme. From back in the day. Part of me wants to rip into a lot of people right now, like really bad. And the other part of me is saying, oh, keep it together. So let me start the second clock, and I'm going to do my best to not unplug myself.
I think we can tie it into the topic either way.
Okay, so let me start the second clock, and then we'll go.
Okay.
Yes, he's fabulous, and he's on the inside scoop.
Ooh, look at that!
So the topic of today's conversation was with Mikey.
Yes.
And how Mikey, 10 years ago, posted a lot of derogatory things about a lot of different types of people.
He sure did.
It's him. It was from his own YouTube account, which he was on. He's lying about it. He's saying it's not him. That's like me saying this. Guys, I'm not John Yates right now. I'm Butterworth Sanders. So, guys, this isn't me. And if I say anything too bad, blame it on Butterworth, because that's the real culprit. And I don't want to go too much into like the last live we had just did that y'all just watched, because it would be, redundant. But there's something that needs to be said about all of this. Like, did Mike just block me? Yeah. Am I all hurt about it? No. Stupid move. Like, not that I care that much about you to begin with, because I don't. I did feel bad when Jimena posted her, new boyfriend. Felt bad from then. But, like, when I go to sleep at night, is Mikey on my thoughts? No.
No.
He's not. Sorry. This season sucks. Every before the 90 Days season sucks. They put people on there who just want to be on TV. See, the problem with Mikey is that he's already filming again. Mikey's already filming now.
I can only imagine for what.
So he's already been caught filming. So we know that this isn't the last that we're going to see with Mikey. And maybe that's why he's being the way he is. I don't know. Like, all I know is that, like, when I was speaking earlier, I was saying, like, the stuff that he said was 10 years ago. So does that mean that he's just a piece of shit and should never be in society again? Like, is that what that means? Like, and here's my problem with cancel culture, which I was speaking about earlier briefly, but how it is these days is that, say you say something 10 years ago or 20 years ago or 15, and you said it one time, or it was a joke that read the wrong way, or whatever.
Yeah.
Are these people who have said this stuff decades ago the same people that they are right now in the moment?
Unfortunately, we don't have any way of knowing unless they actually account for what they've said in the past, right? We're trying to give Mikey a pass when he hasn't even established that he feels bad about what he said or that he said anything wrong. So
no, you lie. He said that wasn't me when it was literally coming out of his mouth.
Oh, that's even worse, isn't it?
I mean, like, God, that's what I'm saying. Oh, guys, listen to me. I'm Butterworth. So if you don't like what I said tomorrow or after this live is over, blame it on Butterworth, because this isn't John Yates. This is Butterworth, and I'm giving it to you, Butterworth, not John Yates. So how do you gauge that?
Somebody that is not willing to account for what they said and is instead saying that they didn't say it when clearly they did. How do I account for that?
There's a YouTube of it coming right out of his mouth. It's so bizarre to me, like how you could still say that wasn't me. Like, okay. My main point on the last live was that as soon as this came out, Mikey should have said, listen, this was 10 years ago. I was in my early 20s. I'm not as educated as I am now. I'm sorry. I didn't know. Yeah. And wouldn't that have been endearing? Like, he's already loved, right? So wouldn't that want to wrap your arms around him even more and saying, listen, you fucked up. You felt a certain way, but then you educated yourself and you did this, and now you're a better person. And you never speak that way anymore now, right? Wouldn't that be like the better thing than to say, that wasn't me?
Well, I will say that there are some people that are more social media savvy, which I wouldn't say he is, but I don't know who he's getting advice from, who say never apologize for anything you do. But I think that there are times when you need to, when there is a call from the masses that are asking you, tell us that we got this wrong. Are you this person anymore? And I think you have to answer that question. And by not answering it, you make yourself look like you're that same person that you were before.
But he's already a proven liar. He lied about the day when the Jimenez stuff came out, when you found that story on TikTok and we went with it, right? We posted it, and then what did Jimenez say? Oh, that's a lie. Oh, my phone was hacked. Oh, someone stole my phone. Oh, that's not that's before I met Mikey. Oh, the dog ate my homework. Oh, Williams. She threw every excuse out there.
Yep.
And then less than 24 hours later, she owned up to it and said, yeah, he's a piece of crap. You don't know what it's like to be with him. You'll see soon. That's very different than Williams hacked my phone and took my pictures.
You are right.
I mean, and then on the same side of that dime, you have Mikey going into that, the same day that we put it out there about the TikTok and Jimenez's boyfriend. Mikey logs in saying, oh, what's going on today, everybody? I hear stuff's going. Well, you knew.
Right. Yeah, that was pretty silly.
You both knew, and you both lied about it. And I get that you're on the show, you have NDAs, you don't want to get sued, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
But the floodgate's been opened.
It has. I can only imagine that they are being coached to don't apologize. We've had enough to deal with Alina. Just ignore it and it will go away. But we know that that's not the case with the audience of this show. They will always ask for an accounting of what's happening. Tell us who you really are. Show us the truth.
Yeah, but again, Maria, I think that on any other network, Bravo, NBC, ABC, Lifetime, We Channel, whatever, that might be applicable. But here on TLC and Sharp, they don't give a good goddamn. They don't vet anybody.
Well, I think you're right about that. I think that they feel like this is a big social experiment. We'll throw garbage at you and we'll see, and you guys will eat it up, which is the truth. Whenever we get a good quality couple on there, they're boring. Nobody wants to see that. We want to see messed up people making terrible decisions. And so TLC knows, they know us, and we're disingenuous if we don't admit that we like watching garbage people do garbage things.
Oh, Not Dumb Blonde said, who else thinks Mahogany was found by producers? So I had to raise my hand. So I don't know if my vote counts.
Listen,
but
can we talk about that for 1 second? So if you go to Ben's Facebook, okay, I don't go to Facebook very often, but I found his Facebook. There is a post about this show, a video. It's a video of him saying that he got scouted by TLC to do a different show, right? A show where he's going to be top shirtless. So I'm guessing he's going to be on a beach, a dating show like that.
Yep.
One of those island ones. And he said, no, that's not for me. But then this other opportunity presented itself and he took it. I'm like, what does that mean? Is Mahogany an opportunity to be on a reality show? What does that mean? It's just a real sketchy. Yeah,
yeah. Mahogany was working Young and the Restless Peru, and they thought that it might be a good fit to, like, let's blend in them together. It's all fake.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's so ridiculously fake, and it's like, it drives me crazy. And like, here I am talking about it for years now. This show is so different now than what it was before. The producers, production, they just have to keep spitting out spin-off, and making it rain, right? And just to keep the show going. Why is nobody mad at TLC? Let's cancel Mikey. Let's cancel Alina. Let's cancel Lisa. Let's cancel whoever else. Why is nobody pointing the finger at TLC saying, but you are the network. You're the production company that put these people on. Who is it? Did the whole department of vetting people call out sick every day when you were trying to get new cast members on?
Yeah, but I think we're aligned to we know that they clearly don't vet them. They think it makes it more interesting if these terrible things, if these are actual terrible people, right? If you're a terrible person, it's much better for TLC. They'll maybe try to clean it up later on if they have to, right? The only reason that they took half of Alina's storyline out was because the people demanded it, right? Because what she said was too much. It crossed the line too far. So that's the only time TLC is going to do anything about it. With Mike, do you think that they're going to cut his storyline short? I mean, we're almost done.
Because
so no.
Honestly, like, I'm surprised. Because when you even see like the slightest trace of like anything type of like racial or whatever, burn the witch, And I'm actually really, really surprised to see the outpouring. And I'm not. Listen, I don't have a dog in this game. I'm trying to be honest, like I was like the first time, but people are saying, well, he said that 10 years ago. Well, he's not the same. That's not, I've been blogging about the show more than most. And this is not what I've seen ever. Look at Alina. Alina, Russian citizen. Like, if I were Alina and Caleb right now, I would have my attorneys at Sharp's and TLC's doorstep saying, you want to play this game now? Because as I see it, what Alina said and posted is way. It doesn't even like hold a candle to what Mike said and did. Like, so if I were Alina and Caleb, I would be really pissed right now. Because
I agree with you, but the reality is because Mike comes off as a good guy who's being taken advantage of by Jimena, people have already made up their mind about who he is, right? And so they're willing to brush all of this stuff aside and just assume that he's not the same guy he was then, even though he's never done anything to make us believe that he has changed, right? He's never said, "Oh, I've grown since then. Oh, I see things differently." Oh, he's never done any of those things. So why are we giving him credit for doing those things if he hasn't done them? He hasn't done them. It's just we've decided it doesn't matter with him because we find him more likable than Alina.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a good point. Yeah, I just feel like, and what Alina said and posted wasn't like it was yesterday. It was like 5-6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And what Mikey said, obviously, was like, 10, 11 years ago. It wasn't like they were saying that yesterday. It was in
Correct.
the past. So why did Alina and Caleb get the boot? Because of stuff that Alina posted. But Mikey on YouTube saying certain words and sharing memes. And yeah, okay, people share memes all the time. That's fine. But when you share a meme and then you add 35 hashtags to it, which promote the meme, then you're not an angel. If you do 35 hashtags after a meme that you're sharing that supports the meme, you support the meme.
Oh, I agree. The hashtags almost, it wasn't like he was saying, "Man, do you see the problem with this meme?" Or he just let the meme stand on his own. He added to the meme and he said, even worse.
He added to them.
He made it worse.
He made it worse. Absolutely. So, to the people saying, "Oh, he just shared memes," he did. And yeah, sharing a meme is not the worst thing on earth, but he added to them. He salt and peppered those memes all nice and good.
Did. I don't know why he hates Goya so much. What's his problem with Goya?
I don't know why he hates Goya either. I don't know. Gina says, just because they've been MIA, my favorite couples are the ones, Avery and Omar, no drama, but TLC one. That's what they want. They want drama. And they don't care. And that's why I tell anybody who wants to be on TV, anybody, if you want to be on TV right now, guys, I'll give you the email to production. Say, "Hey, I've been talking to this person in a different country, and I want to be on TV," and they'll be like, "Okay, you're on."
Yeah, it can even be
it's that easy.
It can even be a prior cast member. We don't care. Go find Andrew's old girlfriend in Paris. Who's that? Go find her. She'll do it again. We know she will.
And if you don't think that Williams was somebody on Yolanda's side talking to her as Williams, I mean, like, I hope you're bridging this stuff together by now. Because there are people who just want to be on TV. I can be, well, everyone knows I'm married to Cody, but Maria has been talking to somebody in I don't know.
I have a husband too.
Okay, well, not for right now. So Maria has been talking to somebody in Iceland, and I'm email production. "Hi, I'm talking to somebody in Iceland, and I may or may not go to Reykjavik to see them at some point. When can we get the cameras at your house?"
You can move right into my RV. It'll be fun.
I'm just saying, like that. If you want to be on TV, there you go. And then you'll be on the highest rated TV show on Sunday nights on cable. And you're welcome.
What if we're trying to make it a throuple situation? That way I can still keep my husband. We can have,
they might need to do another, you'll get your own spinoff then. Because,
we'll make it a throuple.
we can't speak on that, but it's disgusting. And we saw how Gino and Jasmine played out and how that worked out. We see now Mikey and Jimena, Kim and Soldier Boy. What a love story. And then Ella and Johnny because that's going to work out. Who else do we have left?
It's going to be next season before they get to finally meet each other.
Hamza. Romeo and Juliet, I mean. I'm sorry. Who else? Who else do we have left?
I feel like you had to have got Ben and Mahogany.
Well, yeah. I mean, such classic eternal love stories that we're watching.
Yes. This is the worst spinoff for sure. Before the 90 days, the chances of success are almost zero, and yet they put us through it anyway.
Patrick says, "It's the truth, John. A friend of my mom sent in my mom's name, and boom, after some talk introduction, she was on the cast of My Crazy." Wait, okay, is that true?
But like, did your mom want to be on there? Like, why did her friend do that?
Because Patrick, I might have to drop the link for you to come on because that's amazing. Wait, are you being like sarcastic or is that really true? Did that really happen? Because if that really happened, this will make everything I'm saying
He
gold.
says yes. He says
oh
yes.
my God. See? Always listen to John Yates, guys. Always. Because I'm always fucking right. Patrick, oh my God. Me and you need to do a live together.
For real.
And talk about this. DM me on IG, Patrick, please. I even if you don't want to do a live, I just want to hear the story.
Sure.
And that's all it takes to be on. And they don't pay you nothing. They don't pay you zilch. And then they laugh all the way to the bank. All of them. They're like walking through the woods. Oh, we got the money. Let's all go to the bank with the money that we're getting from everybody else.
They are exploited for sure, right? They pay less than anybody, and they make their cast look worse than anybody else would. So it is definitely an exploitive show.
They don't pay the cast nothing. They don't pay the crew nothing. And all the execs over there at Sharp and see it, they're all just laughing. And to me, at this point, they're like, who cares if people have said stuff in the past? Like, is there really a vetting department at all? Because at this point, it seems to me like they want to put bad people on TV.
Oh, I think they do.
When it gets found out that they're bad, they even get more ratings.
Yeah, no, I think that they absolutely do want bad people on there. And the only thing that they want to know is how bad it is so that they can be ahead of it if they need to be. They can have an exit strategy if other people find out and want them canceled or removed or are going to go after TLC for it. That's the only vetting that they would do. It's not going to keep you from getting on the show.
I mean, it's so like that old Instagram from Mikey is still up. It's still up. _ Mikey FD86 _. It's still there. He didn't even take it down or delete any of the stuff. What does that tell you?
I don't think he can. Somebody said that it was hacked previously, and so he no longer has access to it.
But poor guy.
But those are all his old posts, though. Those are his posts, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's very clear that those are his posts. Just like it's very clear that those were his YouTube videos. He's saying, that's not my YouTube channel. Got Maria, this isn't John Yates. Again.
Oh, no. Mr. Buttersworth?
Mr. Buttersworth. Anderton Buttersworth now. I changed my name again. I like Anderton. Anderton. I like that too. Fourth name change. Anderton Buttersworth.
Beautiful.
I bid you adieu. So
Bibbidi.
Mr. Buttersworth is here. Oh, Mr. Buttersworth always puts it straight. Hold on. It's such a joke. And you know, going back to how we started this, should Mikey, and again, he blocked me for being a dick. I was defending him, but whatever. But with that being said, should Mikey be canceled for stuff that he said over 10 years ago?
If he's still that person, yes, he should. If he's still that person. I don't want to like a person on TV and be fooled into them being a good person if they're not a good person. So for me, I don't want to watch him if that's who he really is. But if that's not who he is, if he's actually had growth, I'd like to know. I'd like to know if the person who seems lovable on TV is real.
I agree with you. again, you're always the voice of reason. And my argument is, if he, it's not if he did, he said that, he posted that, it's not even if, it's not alleged, it's he did, it's factual. So why would he come out the gate saying that wasn't me? I never had that account. That's not my post. I mean, that doesn't, to me, that doesn't make it seem that you're like apologetic or feeling sorry or, for stuff that you said in the past. To me, if I'm watching this as a juror, I would be like, well, you said all that, it came to light, and what was the first action you made? You lied about it, and you said it wasn't me, and you tried to bury it even more. And
exactly.
That's how I see it.
No, I agree.
I don't think anybody, listen, let's not even talk about 10 years ago. Let's talk about like 3 months ago, a month ago. Let's go more current, right? If you had said something a couple of months back, say we're in March, say like January 2nd, beginning of the year, you had said something and it was untoward, or it was not in a good light because maybe you didn't know what you were saying, or you were uneducated, or whatever. And you said, hey guys, I did say that, but now that I'm aware of the climate of the times, or the zeitgeist, if you want me to throw a dollar word out there, now that I'm aware of the zeitgeist, I am sorry for what I said. I didn't know that my words would be hurtful or whatever. And, and I'm like, okay. I'm not, people fuck up all the goddamn time.
Absolutely.
Nobody here, and I'm sorry, nobody here, not me, not Maria, not anybody in this chat, has lived like a boy or Girl Scout their whole life. I am sorry. Not one of there's every one of you here, myself included, has done something shitty at one point in their life. Every one of you. So, and then you have these people sitting on soapboxes saying like, well, I sold the most Samoas and I sold the most Thin Mints, and this person needs to be canceled because they're horrible. Make it make sense, Maria.
Listen, I'm okay with cancel culture to a degree. I think sometimes there are people that are just that terrible, that do not deserve a platform. They do not. And if you associate with them, I can understand why people might not want to associate with you anymore. So if TLC, is associating with somebody who is like a pedophile or an exceptionally terrible racist, something that is just...
Try not to say those words again.
I know, but very reprehensible. There are definitely cultural things out there that as a collective we can decide this is unacceptable. We will not throw money at this by watching your show, by partaking in your business, whatever it is. There are some things that are so reprehensible that I think you can cancel them. But I do think it's very difficult to get people on board 100% with canceling people for something that they said 10 years ago. Or,
I don't want to even like put it in like that 10-year bracket. That's why I wanted to make it like, if you said it 3 months ago or 3 weeks ago,
sure,
there's always room to like learn and improve yourself. That's my point.
Absolutely. For most people, we know that there's some people that are who they are through and through. They might say the right things, right? They might apologize, but do their actions line up with that? Sometimes the answer is no. And so you can only give somebody so many chances and say, no, I'm not going to throw my money at you. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to partake in your business. I'm not going to watch your show. I am not going to, subscribe to your channel, whatever it is. If somebody is terrible enough, then you don't throw your money at it. You don't throw your views at it. You don't throw you don't throw your comments or your actions into that anymore, because that's how you really cancel somebody, is by not commenting, not watching, and then demanding that, if you want to demand from TLC, do not show us these kinds of people again. It is not okay in our society.
But
This feels like you're
like what
glorifying them.
we've gone down to on TLC now. Like this is like what they get. Like this is it.
It is.
And we're all here talking about it. And like I think I've made it clear like how I feel, how like the direction of the show has gone, and like how I'm not like on board with it. Not talking about race or anything aside, just like it used to be like honest, and now it's
Mostly.
not.
Yeah. I mean, there'd be some recreating of scenes, but you thought that those people were really in a relationship, even if it looked weird and was strange, that there was really something there. It wasn't just a 100% produced show. Yeah, no, it was more real for sure.
And now, and then again, TLC takes no accountability. The Sharp takes no accountability. Like it's, this is a recurring theme now. Like this is like what, the second cast member on this season now for the same thing
On this season.
So, I mean, and where's the vetting department? Are they all on at Capri? Are they all where are they?
Well, what's the object? What is the object of the vetting department? What are they supposed to be doing? If you're TLC, are we trying to keep us safe from liability? Are we trying to find out how much money we can make?
And having a great life and laughing to the bank, just like the rest of TLC
exactly.
is.
They're going to say, "Oh, okay, I know what the risks are, but I feel like I'm going to make a lot of money on these people because everybody loves trash." It's just the truth.
And like I said, like on the last live, like, listen, I tried out to be on a bunch of TV shows. I shot a pilot. Like I wasn't on TV, but like I know the process. And like the first thing that they ask you when you like do your first like Skype interview or whatever to be on a TV show is like, have you been on TV? And is there anything that we need to know about?
So like a criminal record? Like, what do you mean? Like, what
Just
would you
like
need to know about?
Like in your past, like this, that will come up and like, bite you and the network in the ass, because then the network doesn't want to get sued.
Yeah.
And the production company doesn't want to get sued. So you have to be extremely forthcoming when like but then again, I haven't tried out for a TV show in quite a while now. So maybe it's changed, but that's how it was up until like, a couple of years ago.
I just think TLC is a different breed. I think that, again, they are more concerned with making the money. They do not try to have any moral compass. They don't care what's morally right or wrong. They're like, we're just going to show you these people. You make your own judgments about who they are. Which, I'm not mad at, but.
Gina says that she was a former debt collector and she would find and research people doing skip tracing, etc. You're right, Gina, but they don't do anything. I mean, like, you don't even have to skip trace. Skip tracing is like, detailed. Like, all you have to do is type in Mikey on Instagram and his old account will come right up. You don't need to skip trace that.
Nope. They did look it. I'm sure that they looked it over. I'm sure they did. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they just say, just start deleting. But who's going to delete something from 10 years ago if you post all the time?
And if anything, production and TLC knows that everybody digs up everything they can on this show and about the people on it. Like, everybody's skeletons get unearthed. And this wasn't me just going around looking at 10-year-old stuff. Shots messaged me and she told me, like, I'm like, and I looked at it and I'm like, wow, this is crazy. None of us are looking for, I don't spend, well, let me not say none of us, but I don't spend my day going around. Let me see if I could find, a 9-year-old tweet from Laura. Like, that's not in my that's not in my head. You know what I mean? Like, it's not how I think. I kind of just go with what's being presented to me or what I see, and then I run with it. I don't think I don't know. I know it's being done to me at the moment. And I think there's a line where people can see when you're truthful and when you're not. What
Yes.
Mikey did today was deny it, lie, say it wasn't him, blocked me, and I was defending him, but whatever. And going just like he lied when the whole Jimenez stuff came out, just like Jimena lied when the Jimenez stuff came out, just like Gino and Jasmine lied about when all their stuff came out. And people still watch the show. I mean, it's really a soap opera at this point. It really is. Does anybody believe anything that's going on? What if David or Lauren? What if they're opposed from? Let's use Lauren. She's liked by everybody. I love Lauren. What if they're opposed from Lauren from 10 years ago? With the same thing.
Oh boy.
Right?
From 10 years ago. It would be such a shock to the system, I think, because she has a certain image already.
Right.
So I think people would lose their mind. I think they would call for her to be canceled.
What if it was 5 years ago from Lauren?
Oh, that's worse, right?
I'm just saying. And I'm using Lauren as an example, probably because she's probably like the most loved cast member I think of all time from the show. I'm pretty sure that there's not many people that don't like Lauren. I love Lauren. I'm just saying, imagine if it was Lauren who would, if this stuff came out about Lauren. And do you think? Well, this is all hypothetical.
But you know what? She's a good person to choose because she's been on multiple seasons, so we've gotten to know her and we feel a connection with her, and so that would be devastating. It would feel like the audience was betrayed, and I think with Alina, I don't know that there was that betrayal. I don't know that I feel like a lot of people did not like her, and so they were ready to pull out the pitchforks. And I think with Mikey, people are willing to cut him some slack because
and that bothers me because, we have Alina. Like, does that not bother you?
Of course it does, but justice has never meted out equally.
It should be
the
other side around. It should have been that Alina, who lives in Russia, who, Lena did a live today, actually. Alina. And she spoke about, more things about it. Hold on. I have notes on it. She had said that she didn't fully understand stuff when it came to the racist stuff. But then when she had Dr. Honda on, and he explained it, and it made more sense to her. Just like with me with AT2, when I spoke to AT2, I didn't think much of what I said. But when I spoke to him, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And a different thing is when it comes to the N-word, she said it in her mind. It was like a curse word, but didn't understand it to the depths of what it really means. As Americans, if we're all sitting there as Americans watching Alina, yeah, it's awful. Same thing but Alina's a Russian who has, been here, whatever. I'm not trying to absolve Alina or give her any, because she still said, like I said in the last slide, when she put when she spelled out the N-word and she said she put the NIQQA, if you're using Q's instead of G's, then you know that you shouldn't be typing that. So I can't absolve Alina.
But I think the problem was she didn't understand why she shouldn't be. It's like she's saying, she believed it was a bad word and that she shouldn't say it. So she changed the letters. But if you don't understand why it's a problem, then you're not going to walk through that correctly. And so I agree. She's from Russia. She was an exchange student here in America. One would hope she had enough exposure and understanding, but I don't know if she did. I don't know what her experience was here. So, but the reality is it doesn't matter. We never give people equal justice, equal responsibility, equal anything. All of the time We view people through whatever lens we view them through, and we cut them slack or we don't cut them slack. And it is not fair. That's just human nature. We are not always fair people. Somebody has touched our hearts in some way, or might align with us politically, or, any number of things, had some sort of an experience that was like ours, or are a person that's like us. And so we cut them slack, whether they deserve it or not. And then if they don't, if they look like somebody that just doesn't agree with you, or if they whine a lot, or if they just have some sort of personality quirk that drives you crazy, you're not going to give them any slack, even if they did deserve it. It's just the way people are.
Oh, by the way, this is not Cooch. So one of my moderators had to change their name. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying that it's human nature. We wish that that justice was equal and fair to all. It's just not. It's just the way that we are. There is tribalism everywhere. Tribalism is almost ingrained in our DNA. That was what kept us safe when we were, I don't know, in tribes, right? Is that somebody in your tribe, you recognize, you have the same values, you look alike. That's what keeps you safe. Anything different was scary. And we see that everywhere. We see it everywhere in our world now, even though we're supposed to be a much larger, more diverse tribe. We aren't a lot of times.
But the thing with the cancel culture is like, I don't know. Like, and again, Mikey blocked me. I was trying to defend him, and I'm not going to turn on him because he blocked me. Because what would that make me seem like? But I don't know. Where's the line? Like, people are fine when Alina saying this back in 2016. Because she didn't say it today. She said it in 2016, 2017. Everybody wanted her throat cut. And then we have Mike, you said that 5 years before her. And people are saying, oh, he was young. No. He was like 22, 23 when he said the stuff that he said.
He should have known better.
Yeah. I mean, by the time you get to third grade, you should know better. And that's 8 years old.
Mm-hmm. And he lives in New York, which is
like
a pretty diverse place.
Which is more blue than this hoodie I have on now. He lives in the greater New York City metropolitan area, that's as blue as it gets. So I'm telling you, for him to feign ignorant, oh, I didn't know. No, you can't live in this area and not be like, oh, I didn't know, I shouldn't have said that. If you're living in some never mind. If you're living in some hut, in never mind. But it's just not how people think anymore.
No. Yeah, there's no way he's been living under a rock. If he was on YouTube making videos, if he had an Instagram back then, I'm sure he had a Facebook, he had all that stuff. He's not living under a rock. He's living in the New York metropolitan area. He's not part of a cult that shuns electronics. He has access to the world. He should know.
Yeah. There was a thing where you didn't know what the red stripe was or the blue stripe. You knew what that was. Everybody knows that's for cops and firemen. Then he's lying about. He's a liar. He's Mikey's a liar. He's a bad.
And to me, that's
liar.
A weird one to lie about. That's a weird one to lie about. Why?
Especially when it's coming out of your own mouth.
Yeah, him wearing a shirt with the blue line doesn't feel strange, right? He is a firefighter. I would assume, a positive relationship with the
I didn't know what the blue line meant.
Yeah, it's very weird. It's weird. There's no way he didn't know.
So I don't know. And the thing is, people want to cancel you and then make sure that you die. Let's cancel and make sure that they never eat again, make sure they never have a job again, make sure they never do this. And this person could be as apologetic as possible, and it doesn't matter. Didn't they write books about this 1984? Right? Did you like that? How 1984 is this? Come on,
I'm sure.
Maria.
I haven't read 1984. My son keeps giving me grief about it. I'm gonna have to read it.
This is like the Thought Police, Big Brother, all that. This is it.
Yeah. Listen, I am okay with a certain level of canceling. I just don't think it's everything. And there needs to be agreement, as a culture, right? If it's cancel culture, then the culture must all agree with each other. And you're not going to get it for something like this. And we've gotten it for things that didn't deserve it. So we do need to dial back and be realistic about things that really need to be canceled. But again, spend your money on whatever you want to spend your money on. If you do not like a company because they support things that you do not agree with, then cancel them that way. Don't give your money to people that you don't want to have your money. But you don't get to tell everybody else that they can't.
It's like a dystopian like society that we have. Like I keep waiting for like the Hunger Games to start. I don't. It just like it feels like we're like on that path. Like, we have freedom of speech, right? We're technically allowed to say whatever we want to say, right? Not. Wait, I have a point. I promise.
I'll let you get there.
I have a point. I promise. Right. So our country was founded on freedom of speech and freedom of everything else, and religion, press. Please don't make me go into history stuff, but I'm not saying that people shouldn't say certain things because they're horrendous, but I don't know. At the same time, like. This is stuff that he said 10 years ago.
But he hasn't indicated that he's a changed person. He said those things.
No, he hasn't.
They came out of his keyboard. And he hasn't said, I don't agree with these things. Even saying it wasn't me, you could at least say, it wasn't me. I don't agree with these things. Say that at least. Then you at least get the other half in there. But that's not what he's saying. He's just denying it outright, which is not enough. And it's not going to absolve you for me. But I also want to say, we talk about freedom of speech all the time. Of course, we have freedom of speech. What does that even mean? That's talking about the government not, censoring you, right? The government can't. They won't. You won't be arrested for saying terrible things about the government in particular. But that doesn't mean that the public at large isn't going to have a feeling about what you said and isn't going to have a reaction to it. There will be consequences. And if you are affecting, if you represent a company, and you're saying terrible things, that company is going to not want you representing them. So if you're at Circuit City and you're shouting terrible things, I imagine Circuit City is not going to want you working there. They don't want to.
Well, I guess thankfully for Circuit City, they went bankrupt probably like the next year because I'm like, is that a Circuit City? I haven't seen one of them in a long time. Like, I got my first laptop from Circuit City back when I was in college a million years ago. But yeah. People have a right to be annoyed about horrible things that people say. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it seems like everything we say and do is under like a giant looking glass, and
it is. If you put yourself out there publicly into the social media forum, then people are going to comment and say things, right? If that is what social media is, right? It is connecting with people publicly. So if you're going to connect with people publicly, and if you say messed up stuff, they're going to call you out on it publicly.
Well, it's complicated. I said behind the scenes, Mike had the opportunity to apologize and acknowledge it before it was posted, and that's my argument. I don't think, we don't know if Mike's sorry about what he said or chose to post or reshare or whatever from 10 years. We don't know. But what we do know is that since this has come out, he has lied about it. He has blocked people, myself included, trying to, I don't want to say like share it, because like I'm not trying to paint him in a negative light. I'm just trying to paint the whole thing in a negative light. Like if anyone needs to be like yelled at, it's TLC, I think, at this point, because so next season when we have when 3 more races come up and we all find out their shit, right? So when Happily starts, or not Happily because we already know them, but when 90 Day Fiance regular starts, or the other way, or whatever, or Just Landed, or whatever, like, and there's 3 more racists that are on that show. We all dig and find out their stuff. You know, like,
It's going to happen.
so when
It
is
is.
TLC going to be held accountable and sharp? Because at this point, you can't even blame the cast members that people are mad at. Because it's TLC and Sharp that's putting them on the air.
You are right. But the only way to affect TLC is by affecting their money, right?
Well, that ain't happening.
How are you going to affect their money? You either
There's
don't
no
watch.
way I can affect their money. There's no singular way that little old
but
John
that's
Yates
what-
can affect their money.
But that's what cancel culture is, right? We collectively get together so that, because one person's difficult to make a difference in this kind of a realm, but many people can make a difference together collectively, and we stop watching, or we demand, do your job correctly. Give us real people in real relationships and a real story, and then make them not be terrible people. But we're not going to stop watching. I mean, you want to stop watching.
I already said I sold my soul to the devil, and I'm stuck with this show for the rest of my life. So it is what it is with me. But I invite everybody else to run before the devil gets to you, because I just wish the show was just an iota, a fraction, an iota, a skosh, whatever little amount of minusculeness, like just of what the original show was about. That's all I miss. Actually believing what you see on the TV. Seeing Danielle and Muhammad fight, or all that, that old stuff. Like I believed it. We all believed it. That's what made us all fans of the show.
But there were times. I mean, there was always times where they would put people in situations that they would never put themselves in, because they knew it was going to create fireworks. Like, didn't production call up? I don't know if we can talk about them.
So,
Eric's wife.
let's not talk about them.
Eric's daughter up because his fiance was in her room. Like, they like, oh man, we see a problem, or let's go talk to somebody's ex that there might still be feelings with. It's like, why are we talking to this person if they've moved on? Why is TLC forcing this situation to happen? TLC does it all the time. They manufacture these weird situations that you wouldn't put yourself in. Just let the real story play itself out.
John, the new David and Annie show coming looks okay, and I like David and Annie a whole lot. It's hard because I talk to Cody every night about this, and I'm like, I am so done with this show. I can't do it anymore. Like, I would rather, and I know I get the most views when I talk about 90 Day because I've been doing this for 10 years now. Like, so, but if there's, I feel stupid for talking to you guys about it and like being like, oh, look at this new actor on screen. They're all actors. All of them. Actors. Look at Jeffrey. Actor
True.
on TV multiple times. Look at Stephanie, Fart Stephanie. Actor on TV multiple times. Both also before 90 Day cast. Like, before the 90 Day cast is people who want to put their foot in the door to promote their career further.
Yeah. Ben.
Ben. Oh, the ex-cult fitness model with pubis sandwiches that he's eating from his ex-wife. That's what this show is about now. And I hate to say it, but even Angela was on Moria before. I'm trying to be fair about everybody. Angela's my friend, and I love her to death. She's family. But she was also, and people say you never say anything about it. People. I'm trying to be as transparent as I can. Yeah, Angela was also on TV. Darcy and Stacey also on TV. And does anybody believe
Yep.
what they're selling? And I love
No.
Darcy and Stacey. Does anybody believe any of that shit that Darcy and Stacey are selling you? And I love Darcy and Stacey. And I love Angela. You know, do you believe that? Oh, what about, oh, here's another one. Pedro's whole fake storyline about finding his dad, who he
Yep.
found years ago, about him finding his like half brothers and meeting his half brothers first time, him crying in tears. Oh, who he met years ago.
Yeah. And then we have Elizabeth, we have Molly, you know, all kinds of
Molly.
people.
Yes, I love Molly. She was Double Divas, had her own show on, you know, VH1. Who's the one you just said?
Elizabeth.
Oh, Elizabeth working as a cashier in some weird like Christian movies.
Yeah. And then there's a ton of them that have modeling careers or music-ish careers.
Well, I want to be a model, just like Jimena wants to be. Well, give me my tits, and then right. You know, I'll marry you, or I'll go through with it.
Absolutely. I mean, not that these people aren't in, like, a lot of these people are married. You know, they really did get married. They really did have relationships with each other. But the only reason that they're willing to expose themselves to the ridiculousness that is TLC is because they're actors, right? They're willing to put forth the most ridiculous storylines because they know it's a storyline.
Well, Natalie was a Ukrainian actress, on top of being like the worst. And then I think also Yara was like a Ukrainian actress. Wait,
was she?
Is Natalie from Russia? Know. Are they both from Russia? Wait. You know, the whole Russia-Ukraine thing is, I don't want to say anybody's from the wrong country. God almighty. Natalie's I know Yara is Ukrainian. Is Natalie Ukrainian as well?
Yeah.
I don't want to say they're from the wrong country.
I think she's from Ukraine.
Anywho.
Yes. Okay. I had to get myself there.
You know, both of them were on TV as actresses.
Yeah.
And then we're all supposed to sit here and watch a show and be like, oh, okay. And I get people who are watching the show for the first time or you know, in general, who don't, you know, maybe they're a little bit older, who don't have smartphones or don't go on social media. I can imagine my grandmother sitting on a couch somewhere watching this show and being like, oh my God, not like, you know, if you're on Instagram or you're on Twitter, you're on social media and you're following me and following this, then you know what's up. Like, you can't be like this person, oh, I'm just watching them on TV and like, it's just a perfect love story. If you found your way here, like, you know, you're a lot smarter than you look. I'll just tell you that.
So what do you think? Did Mikey have visions of being, you know, famous in some way?
No. I did. Well, yes and no. Mostly no. I don't think when Mikey was posting all that stuff to his Instagram, which is still up, that he'd ever be famous at some point. But when he was doing like the YouTube live from his channel, which he says it's not him, but it's his voice and his face. Okay. When he was doing that from Circuit City and saying what he said and saying, on top of what he said, he said, I'm going to put this on YouTube right now, which he did. That kind of makes me feel like you want you kind of want a spotlight on you, you know? If you would just witness that, you and your buddy at Circuit City, you know, people were trying to get like their like, you know, PlayStation 2s and you know, like their regular Wii's and all that. You know, they're trying to buy Mr. and Mrs. Smith on DVD. All those people. I'm just trying to give you a time frame from.
You did it. You're doing a good job. Not even a Wii Plus.
Like, see, I tried to build a picture in my head. You know, watching The Simple Life with Paris and Nicole, like, that era.
Sure. Maybe you had a Tamagotchi.
Yeah,
You
Tom.
were-
Well, that was 97 because I still have
Oh,
my
look
Tamagotchi. But it, it's just
Ah,
it's
ah.
like watching Ally McBeal. That
Ally
era.
McBeal.
It's just like
Man.
But at the end of the day, Mikey was still 22, 23, 21. At
It's old
14, you
enough.
should 14, 8, 9, you should know better.
Mm-hmm.
But
I will
at
say
the same
people
time,
didn't call each other out as much back then when they posted
well, no,
stuff like
because
that.
thank God that all these things didn't exist. All we had back in the day was AOL, and your instant messenger. Like that's all we had.
You know what? We should see if he had a MySpace page and see what's on there.
I deleted my MySpace page. Thank God I did. Jesus Christ, could you imagine if that's still up? But
I'm sure mine's still out there.
I deleted my MySpace page for Facebook, and I put so much time into my MySpace page. I was so proud of it. And they're
You
like,
were
"Oh,
cool. You
Facebook
could put
again."
music on it. It would play in the
Yeah,
background.
I think that we need to bring MySpace back and have our top 8. Remember how
Top 8.
pissed you would get if you moved a notch down, and your friends wait, I went from 2 to 4. What the fuck did I do? Remember all that from back in the day? People would get mad if you got pushed back down, and I would get too. I'm like, what did I do to you? Why am I from 1 to 4?
Unbelievable.
But I think we need to bring it back. And I also think that to sum it all up, people don't need to be canceled because they made mistakes a decade ago. But then they also have to be kind of altruistic about it, which Mikey's not doing either. Mikey's
No.
flat out lying about it, saying it wasn't him. He didn't do it. I don't know. Which I think that people.
Tom. I forgot about Tom.
I think Tom's the only person left on MySpace. But it's a really rough subject to talk about.
It is. You've experienced your
Yeah.
level of it for sure.
As we speak. So
Sure.
Yeah.
But you can see how there's not consensus in the community. So you're never going to actually be canceled. They're just going to annoy you.
Okay, you got arrested and you went to court, you had a trial, and you were found guilty of something, some infraction. And then you go to jail and you serve your time. How it is these days with these people is that oh, you said that 45 years ago and now you're canceled. And there's no jury, there's no judge, there's no tribunal, there's nothing. And no matter what you've done in those last 45 years to show that you're an amazing person, it doesn't matter because all they look at is one thing you said 100 years ago.
Yeah, but I think that any person that is just going to look at that one thing without any more information was always going to be against you to begin with, right? If you don't want to know, are you still this person that you were 45 years ago? If you don't have the desire to even know that information, then that person was always against you. They were always just looking for a reason to take you out. So, that's a hard one. That's like, I don't know, man. If somebody's looking for something, they found something.
And to the same point, but if you are say you said it 10 years ago, and if you're still saying it today, then maybe you deserve to be canceled.
Yeah. You've learned nothing. You're still a terrible person. Goodbye.
And that's how it is.
AOL. Goodbye.
But everybody wants, and if they can't cancel you, then they're going to try and cancel everyone around you. They're going to try and cancel people who have nothing to do with you. because
Well,
they can't hit their mark. And
correct.
I'm speaking from my own personal experience. They can't hit the mark. Go on YouTube. You'll see 100 videos saying I'm canceled.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, heebity beebity. Oh, John Yates is canceled. Oh, it's Anderton Buttersworth here. I've taken over John Yates's account, and he may be canceled, but I'm not. I promise you. You know,
Very nice. Yeah, but I mean, there's hundreds of people watching you right now, so clearly they've not done a very good job of canceling you. Are they annoying you? Are they making your life harder? Yes. Are they hoping that you'll cancel yourself if they make your life hard enough? Yes, they are. But all you can do is
people
just
are
prove them
allowed
wrong.
to make mistakes in their life, and then people are allowed to. Everybody wants apologies, right? Everybody wants them to so they make mistakes, and when they're ready to own those mistakes or apologize for them in their own terms, because I don't like when, oh, you said this, you need to apologize now, because that's not genuine. Then you're only apologizing for the sake of apologizing.
Absolutely.
I need answers this second. People are allowed. Like I said, none of us here are Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts. And if you are a Boy Scout or a Girl Scout, you're not on Instagram or this YouTube or watching any of this shit. You're not.
No.
Because there are people who try to be close to God in every goddamn way. I'm not one of them. I do love God. I'm just saying. I never, but everyone has said stuff, and no one's innocent. No one's an angel.
Absolutely.
And they
And
have the right to fuck up, and they have the right to look at what they did and learn from it, and then educate themselves, and then move on from it and be a better person from it. But and then there are certain people that will never be better people because that's who they are in their soul.
Yes. Exactly. And so to me, that's what we're looking for. We want to know, Mikey, who are you? Are you, awful in your soul?
Thank you, Pinky.
Or are you a good dude? Or have you learned anything? Or are you like, I'm on the journey to learn. You guys are telling me I said something wrong. I don't get it, but I'm willing to learn. Like that would be something too. You would hope he should know why some of this stuff is wrong, but we all start where we start.
Yeah. I've said stuff that I'm sorry for. I've said stuff that I'm not sorry for. I think everybody has. We're all humans.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And we all react in our own ways.
Man, there's so many Puerto Ricans in the chat, and I love it.
Woo!
Boricua! Yay.
Can I even say Puerto Rican? Because I'm afraid to say it. Because I'm sure it'll get our neighbors.
What else would you say?
I don't know. Our neighbors are Mexican. They're from Mexico. But I can't. I'm afraid to say if I say, our Mexican neighbor is going to be like, oh, John's being racist because he doesn't like his neighbors. No, but they're actually Mexican. I don't like.
Well,
what do you do?
I guess it depends on the context of when you're saying.
Well, I'm just saying, it's so crazy.
As a Puerto Rican, I'm excited to see all these Puerto Ricans in the chat. That's what I'm seeing.
I'm looking at my window right now, and there is my neighbors who are Mexican. That's it. We love them. We hang out all the time. I don't know. I'm really tired of all this stuff. And then some people do deserve to be canceled.
Yes.
And some people don't. And picking stuff I think Tony had said in the first live about Paula Dean, and, do you think that she deserved to be? Yeah.
Maybe. Probably. It's hard to say. Has she learned anything? Bringing up the past, why are you bringing up that it used to be an okay thing to say? Is it okay to say it now? No. Should it have been okay then? No. So again, it's the same thing. Did you learn anything? Have you grown? Do you see the problem with what you said? Do you see how it hurts people? That's how I feel about Paula Deen. Does she see how what she said hurts people? The fact that she could be so flippant and not recognize that was a problem at the time is kind of, it's terrible. But
Yeah, that
should
was
she
like
know
that.
better now?
And again, do you think if Paula Deen had owned it, like when it first came out, and said, "Oh, y'all, I'm from the South. I just make sandwiches out of a cart, and I didn't know any better. All I do is I just love people and butter. And I am so sorry that my past words had made anybody sorry. I never meant that. I love all y'all." Would that have made a difference? Sorry about my Paula Deen accent. Would that have made a difference if, like,
I mean, that's kind of what she did, wasn't it? I mean, so no. I guess it depends on who you are, whether that makes a difference. And that's the other thing, is we don't get to decide for somebody else how they feel about it, right? Everybody gets to decide for themselves. For some people, it's a hard no on Paula Deen. For other people, they're going to see it, like, well, it was a different time, or I don't care about that. I just want to see what she's going to make with the butter. So we all draw our lines in different places.
Right. You're right. I don't know. I just hate all. I don't like any of this.
No, you don't.
I don't want people thinking, I'm reading the comments, and that's why I open this up to the chat for anybody. Like, I wasn't like actively. If you guys think I have time in my day to go on a manhunt for Instagram accounts that I don't know about and YouTube accounts that I don't know about from, like, a decade ago, y'all are crazy. Like, I have.
You're like, all you care about is what they posted today. What'd you post today? Well, that was crazy.
It's hard enough for me to get through daily stories. Not yet alone like stuff from like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But stuff is brought to me, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is like a thing. And I'm also not saying whatever, Mikey said was great or
no,
excusing that, because awful. I said Mikey is an equal opportunity hater. He was attacking everybody. It wasn't just one, one race or one sexual orientation or whatever. It was he put it across the board. He
everywhere.
Really
all over the place.
So,
and there's a part of me that wants to think that he was asking a question and all of that, like, hey, what does this have to do with this? And you're like, is he really asking the question like he doesn't understand, or is he coming in hot and being a dick? And I think he was being a dick.
He was being a dick. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's got to account for it. That's all I'm saying. You have put yourself in the public eye. You need to account for it. I'm not saying you have to be canceled, but you're gonna have to answer for the things you said and or did.
I think the thing with him is, like, he got so much more people loving him after, like, the whole Jimenez thing came out, and now he's like, oh no, now I'm the golden boy. But I said all these things.
Yeah. No, he did. I don't know. I'm not happy. I don't know. I just would like to hear him say something. Just say something. Saying nothing is not cutting it for me. Or lying.
Lying. No, Maria. He's not saying nothing. He's lying and saying that wasn't him. And then blocking everybody that's reporting on it.
No, you are correct.
If that doesn't scream, I'm guilty, right. I don't know what does.
It does mean you're guilty. But listen, we already know he's guilty. So can you tell me where you are now, Mike? Do you not like Hispanic people? Do you have judgments against Black people?
Asians, gays, Blacks, Hispanics. I mean, I told you, he was like an equal opportunity hater.
Except for himself. Yeah, he seemed fine with Jewish people and, and what he is himself. Exactly.
And Berkowitz is his last name. Wasn't that the son of Sam's last name?
Yes, David Berkowitz.
So,
I wonder if they're related. We should look that up,
Right?
but also let's not. Let's not.
Let's start a rumor. Oh my God, Mikey from 90 Day is David Berkowitz's cousin. And imagine, like, but that's how shit starts.
It's not implausible, but also I'm not going to go find out if that's true, and I'm not going to put it out there past this conversation.
No, I'm not either. This was a joke for everybody, guys. We're not saying that. This is a joke. Thank you. Hi, Ashley. That was a joke, but I'm just saying that,
Hey, Ashley's a head hag in charge. Woo!
Oh, I don't even get that on my screen.
Really?
It just says Ashley, new member. Well, welcome, head hag in charge, Ashley. Speaking of head hags in charge, I'm going to, we're going to start doing movie nights again tomorrow. I just have to go through all the members because we do it on Instagram and punt out everyone who's not a member and put in all the new ones, but we'll talk about that later.
How does somebody like Ashley, who would be a new member, let you know she's a new member on Instagram?
It gives me the notification on StreamYard, but it just says member. I don't get that she's a head hag. It doesn't say what level they join. Huh?
No, but if she is a head hag, so how would she does she need to contact Julie to let her know that she's a head hag so that she can get added to the group? How are we doing it? How are we going to let her know?
Yeah. Probably contact Julie. Like this whole... I wish this could be done through YouTube, but it's impossible.
Right?
So for the head hags, what we do movie nights and we do other stuff that we stream through the TV. And, if you play like 4 seconds, not even 4 seconds, like 3 seconds of songs on YouTube or like a minute of a TV show or a movie, like they'll like cut you. That's it. Game over. So I kind of do them on YouTube. Not YouTube. Instagram, where they don't care. So I have a whole like Instagram account for the head hags, and that's kind of where we do our business. So I have to take care of it. But to answer your question, Maria, have her message Julie and
message Julie.
Give Julie her info. I need her YouTube info and her Instagram info. And that's
so you can do that. You do that on Instagram.
Figure out a better system.
Yep. But to moderator 148.
Moderator 148. We're gonna do a movie night tomorrow. There's been a lot of stuff going on the last couple of weeks, so I'm really in a jovial mood. But so we're gonna do it. We're gonna start again tomorrow. But yeah, I don't know what more to say on this. I mean, I was kind of mad when I first started this live tonight because of other stuff going on, but I just don't want people thinking I'm like the judge, jury, and executioner. I am not. I don't have a dog in this fight. I actually felt bad for Mikey after the whole amendment thing came out, but what I'm seeing is that Mikey is a liar. 100%. Not an alleged liar, just a liar. A factual liar. Just like Jimena, and now they're following each other again. Like, what game are they all playing with us? Like, that's so annoying. Like, Gino and Jasmine. Like, this game that they're all playing.
I agree with you. You know that they have somebody at TLC that's just in their ear telling them, just keep following each other. Just keep doing this, that, or the other. Just say it was fake. But the reality is, once you lie, now you're a liar. Don't take bad advice that is going to disparage your character if you are, in fact, a good guy and not the guy you were when you were 24. Don't be a liar. Just come out with it.
Right. Like, that would be so easy. Like, this stuff was all like, 10 years ago. All Mikey had to do was be like, listen, some stuff came out about me today that was over a decade old. And I am disgusted by my past behavior. And that's not how I am as a person anymore. And I
Right.
apologize to anybody who was hurt by my past posts. And that was what, 20 seconds? And that's all he had to fucking do.
Yeah, you can say I was young. I didn't understand things that I understand now. People would have accepted that because it was so long ago. And we do remember who we were 10 years ago and the things that we said and not getting called on stuff when we said stupid things. Just be honest. Don't let somebody in 2022 make you lie about what really happened.
Well, I know with him, at least he's filming again, so he's worried that he might not be on TV anymore. And he's like, he called me a troll. He said, "Oh, that John Yates troll is just making troll. I'm a troll?
Yeah,
Me.
you're not trolling him.
Me?
We put out.
First off, I defended you against Samena and had your back. B, I have 110,000 followers. I'm the troll. How many followers do you have? Like 40,000? And you've been on TV for like what? 12 weeks now? Sad. I mean, I can go ham on him right now. You're a minion. You're 4'1". You can't wipe your ass.
That one you can say.
You fart on top of your woman.
So gross.
You can't stop skid marks. I mean, I can go on and on, but I was defending him and saying, "Listen, we've all said shit in our past. Does it make us the same people we still are like these days?" So you're on your own now, Mikey. Me and the Sherman have given up on you. So good luck with everything, and that's it. So are we good, Marie? Are you good? Is there anything else we need to discuss on this? Yeah.
I think we covered it. I think
we're good. So I'm not going live again tonight. I am done. I will speak to everybody tomorrow. Did you watch Sister Wives, by the way?
I can, but I have not yet.
Okay. Oh, I haven't watched it. Maybe we'll do Sister Wives tomorrow. And
oh shoot, it's my mom's birthday party tomorrow, so maybe not tomorrow.
Sunday.
There you
whatever. We'll get to it when we get to it. But as for everything else, I'm good.
I'm good too, and I'm appreciating all the love in the comments. I do see it. I have a hard time typing and talking to you at the same time, but I do appreciate the love.
So for myself, Cody, Maria, and Sharman, we'd like to wish you all a good night.
Yes.
And hopefully Mikey won't need Sharman. Well, he actually never needed it, so it's cool. But it's cool.
He does.
Everybody have a great night. I will see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.